Hi, good morning students. In this section we are going to start the new chapter, that is the excretory system. Okay. So here in this chapter we will learn about the excretory organs. What are the organs involved? The main functioning of these organs. Okay. So here we can start what is meant by the excretory system. I think in the last class itself we discussed the general idea regarding this chapter. Okay. So here we must know that the excretory system that contains there is a kidney. Okay. Kidney is the main excretory organs in our body. Okay. And in human beings, the excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys. There is a pair of kidney. Then there is a pair of ureter, and there is what? Urinary bladder and urethra. Okay. So these are the four parts of the excretory system in human beings. Okay. And the kidney we can see that this is a pear-shaped kidney is there. We have pair of pear-shaped kidney. The ureters, they are functioning as a channel between the kidney and urinary bladder. That means it will transfer the urine from kidney to urinary bladder. Okay, and urinary bladder is a place for what? The temporary storage of urine. It takes place in the urinary bladder. Okay, and that leads to the neck region. This is the neck region of the urinary bladder. From that neck region, there arises a tube that is known as urethra. And this urethra will have an external opening, and that opening is known as urethral orifice. Okay, and in this, through the sides of this urinary bladder, the surface of this urinary bladder will have some smooth muscle, and the neck of this urinary bladder will be having the sphincter muscles. Okay, and the contraction of the smooth muscle and the relaxation of this sphincter muscles. Okay, all these are responsible for the discharging of urine from the body, and that discharging of urine is known as micturition. Okay, so there are four parts: pair of kidneys there, a pair of ureter, and there is what? A urinary bladder, and there is urethral orifice. That means the external opening. Right. Now we come to the structure of the kidney. When we are coming to the structure of the kidney, the internal structure, we have to learn a very brief idea regarding the internal structure of the kidney. So it will be having a convex and a concave surface. Convex, concave. At the inner concave face of the kidney, we can see an opening. Okay, this is the concave face, and here we can see the opening, and that opening is known as hilum. That opening is known as the hilum. And it is through this hilum that the blood vessels, nerves, and the ureter, okay, all these are coming into the kidney through this opening. That opening is known as hilum. Okay, and anatomically we can say that internally the kidney is divided into two regions. The outer region is known as the cortex. This region is known as cortex, and this region is known as the medulla. So there is cortex and the medulla. In the medulla, we can see some conical projection. This shape. Okay. In the medulla, we can see what? The renal pyramids. In the medulla, we can see the renal pyramid. These are all the renal pyramid. At the side of the cortex, we will be having a broad end. Okay. Then here it is having a narrow end. Okay. The pyramids are having a broad end and a narrow end. And this narrow end, it points towards the pelvis. Pointing towards the pelvis. What about the pelvis? It is the anterior part of the ureter. Okay, so this ureter is having a funnel-shaped structure. The anterior part of the ureter is having a funnel-shaped structure. That funnel-shaped structure, that is known as the pelvis. Okay. So in this pelvis we can see this renal papillae. So renal papilla means the narrow end of the renal pyramids, and the this narrow end is known as renal papilla, and that is opening to the this pelvis. Okay. And this, what about the pelvis? It is nothing but the funnel shaped projections, funnel shaped part of, or the anterior part of this ureter. Okay, and there is an opening that is known as the hilum. Okay, and internally the kidney is divided into cortex. This region is cortex, this region is medulla. In the medulla we can see the conical shaped renal pyramids. It is having a broad end here, having a narrow end in this region. That narrow ended place is known as the renal papillae. Okay, then that opens into this renal pelvis. Okay, so that's all about the internal structure of the kidney. Then we are coming to the structural and functional unit of kidney. Okay, so in this medulla here, in this region we can see that the structural and functional unit of kidney, that is known as the nephrons. Okay, they are known as nephrons. Okay, so nephrons are the structural and functional unit of the kidney. So nephrons is having this structure. So we have studied about the basic structure of the nephron. Okay, so nephron is a tube. It's a highly coiled tube. They are the functional unit of the kidneys, and it is having mainly a capsule-like space is there. Then there is some tubes. Okay, so this region is known as the Malpighian capsule. So this nephrons is having the first important part, that is known as the Malpighian capsule. Then it is containing what? The renal tubules. This region is known as renal tubules, and this first part of this nephron is known as the Malpighian capsule or Malpighian body. And what is there in the Malpighian body? The Malpighian body or the Malpighian capsule, that contains a cup-shaped structure. This cup-shaped structure, the cup-shaped structure, that is known as the Bowman's capsule. And in this Bowman's capsule, we see a network of capillaries. A network of capillaries that is seen in the Bowman's capsule, that is known as the glomerulus. That is known as glomerulus. Okay, actually the glomerulus, it is a highly coiled network of blood capillaries. Okay, and they are forming by the afferent arteriole. That means this afferent arteriole is coming from the renal artery. Okay, and this renal artery, it is going to be divided into numerous capillaries, minute blood vessels. Okay, and these minute blood vessels, they are entering into this Bowman's capsule, are known as what? Afferent arteriole. Okay, and here we can see the network, and this network, this region is known as glomerulus. Okay, and it is leaving the kidney, it is leaving the nephron. This afferent arteriole is leaving the nephron as what? Efferent arteriole. Okay, and this efferent arteriole is going, the branches of efferent arteriole is, it will be surrounding the entire nephron. Okay, so afferent, efferent, and then there is what? The Bowman's capsule. It is the part of the Malpighian body. Malpighian body contains Bowman's capsule and the glomerulus. Then we are coming to the next part, that is the renal tubule. Renal tubule is also having mainly three distinct areas there. Renal tubule is having this coiled region. The first coiled region is known as proximal convoluted tubule. The next coiled region is known as the distal convoluted tubule. Okay, this proximal and In between this there is a loop, a U-shaped structure is there. Okay, and that U-shaped structure, that is known as the loop of Henle. Loop of Henle. PCT, loop of Henle, and DCT, that constitute what? Renal tubules. Okay, and this renal tubule that is entering into a large duct, that is known as the collecting duct. Okay, so the nephron may contain the Malpighian tube, Malpighian capsule, or Malpighian body, the renal tubules, and these collecting tubules. Okay, so this PCT, DCT, and this Bowman's capsule, all these are lying where in the cortex region, and this loop may be lying in the medulla. Okay, we have the kidney, we have cortex and medulla. So these regions are lying in the cortex, this region is lying in the medulla. Okay, and finally this DCT is going to open in a collecting duct. Then what about the collecting duct? It is a common place, it's a common duct. Okay, many nephrons are opening into a common collecting duct. So here, in this region we can see another nephron. So like that, many nephrons, they are entering into the collecting duct. And in our kidney there are a number of collecting ducts. And this collecting duct, it is going to be joined to form a larger duct. And that type of larger collecting ducts, they are known as the ducts of Bellini. The ducts of Bellini. The ducts of Bellini means what? It's nothing but the larger collecting ducts. Okay, so this type of this is one collecting duct. So like this, there may be many collecting ducts. Many collecting ducts are joined to form the ducts of Bellini. And this ducts of Bellini, it will reach in this area here, in this papillae, renal papillae, and these ducts of Bellini is joining with what? The renal pelvis. Okay, and finally these are it leads to what? The ureter. Okay, so we can say that ureter is the largest collecting duct. Okay, and through the ureter, what happens? The urine is going to for the temporary storage in the urinary bladder. Okay, so that is the thing that we have to study in this section. Okay, so here we have the kidney, our excretory system that contains what? A pair of kidney, a pair of ureter, a urinary bladder, and what? The urethra. Okay, the external opening, that is known as urethral orifice. Urethra means it's a tube that starts from the neck of the urinary bladder. And urethral orifice means what? It is the external opening. Okay. And what about the micturition? It is nothing but the process of discharging of the urine from our body. Two muscles, the smooth muscles as well as the urethral sphincter or the sphincter muscles of the this urinary bladder, these are involved in micturition. Okay. Then in the case of the internal structure of the kidney, we have seen convex, concave surface. Concave surface, at the middle there is an opening, that is hilum. What is the functioning of this hilum? Through this hilum, what happens? All these tubes, ureter or blood vessels or nerves, all these are coming inside the kidney. Okay. Then internally, kidney is having cortex and medulla. This surface is cortex, this is medulla. Medulla is having conical shaped structures, renal pyramids. The renal pyramids, they are having the broad end towards the cortex. And here in this region, it is having what? Narrow end. And that narrow end, this region is known as renal papillae. Renal papillae is going to be opening into the pelvis. Pelvis means the anterior part of this ureter. That means the ureter upon entering into the kidney is having what? Funnel shaped structure. And this funnel shaped structure is known as pelvis. Okay. So that's all about this region. Then we come to the nephrons. Okay, nephron is the structural and functional unit of kidney. And this nephron is having what? There is a Malpighian capsule or Malpighian tube, Malpighian body, and that Malpighian body may contain a cup-shaped Bowman's capsule is there. Then there is glomerulus. That is what? A network of blood capillaries. And this network of blood capillaries is when the blood is going through very high pressure through this network of this blood capillaries is undergoing what? Filtration. Okay. And we will get a filtrate in this region, and regarding that we will talk in the next section. Okay. So anyway, we had to have an idea regarding the structure, the basic structure of the nephron. The Malpighian tube, the Malpighian capsule, these tubules and the collecting duct. Malpighian capsule contain the Bowman's capsule and what? Glomerulus. Blood is coming into the nephron through what? Afferent arteriole. Blood is leaving the kidney, leaving the nephron through efferent arteriole. Okay. Then this is the glomerulus. In that glomerulus, what happens? The filtration is happening. The removal of waste product that is happening in the glomerulus. Okay. Then coming the renal tubules, PCT, proximal. This is PCT, and this one is the U-shaped loop that is known as Henning's loop. And finally, we reach the collecting duct. So there is many nephrons are opening into the collecting duct, and this collecting duct they are joined into form the larger collecting duct. Okay, and that the larger collecting duct are known as the exoperitoneum. And finally, it is going to be opening into the pelvis region of the ureter. Okay, so that's all about this, and you may go through your textbook. Okay, watch the video and go through the textbook, and if you have any doubt arise, just call me or come on WhatsApp. Okay, so in the next class we will talk about the formation of the urine. Okay, the urine formation that we have to study. Okay, so that's all about this class. Go through your textbook. Okay, and we will meet in the next class. Okay, thank you all.